TJ, I want to circle back to you. Shannon Sharpe has landed an interview with Kamala Harris. She's going to be on Club Shay Shay on Monday. What should we think about this?
We should think that the Democratic Party should never try to try to convince us they're the party of morality ever again. Think of the list of people that they have in the last, when was the convention? August, July? Little John performed at their convention. Okay. Eminem opened for her in Detroit. And then you had Barack Obama rapping his lyrics when he stood up for his speech. Megan Thee Stallion has been there. She's been on with Matt Barnes, a wannabe gangster. Steven Jackson, an actual gangster. She was on Call Her Daddy with Alexandra Cooper. And this is the group of people who pretend that they have the moral high ground. So Shannon Sharpe, who everybody knows the issues that he had at NBC, is now the place where she wants to go give her closing arguments to
problems at CBS. Problems at CBS. Go ahead.
CBS.
Continue.
Is the place where she wants to go give her closing arguments to America to become president of the United States. So spare me on all we have the moral high ground, these evil, racist, awful, misogynistic Republicans. I don't want to hear it.
I certainly think that. I will say they got an. Who was the Amber Rose spoke at the RNC? Kid Rock performed.
Republicans
at the
don't
RNC.
pretend we have the moral high ground. Republicans are the ones that are called racist, misogynistic, horrible. All we're pretty much saying on this side is, hey, please stop murdering babies. We don't like it when you murder babies. Please stop doing that.
I'm not a Republican, but I can hear a lot of Republicans saying, what do you mean? Yeah, we got the moral high ground. I can hear myself saying, yeah, I got the moral high ground over these guys. They want to kill babies. I'm a Christian. I'm an evangelical. I voted, obviously, for Trump. I've talked about it. I'm a MAGA guy. I'm a MAGA supporter. I do think we believe we have the moral high ground and make that argument. I would. So not to well,
it's a new development.
Maybe I am halfway to.
It's a new development. Everything you're saying.
Go ahead.
Republicans prior to probably 2020. I don't think we were even in the culture war in 2016. Prior to 2020, while Democrats called us racists, homophobes, misogynistic, bigots, you'd go down the list. For 30, 40 years, Republicans are like, hey, guys, let's play nice. We really just should have lower taxes, and I think we should have a better immigration policy. We did this forever. It is just over the last 4 years that Republicans have joined the culture war in any way whatsoever, which is why for the first time in a long time, we're not getting our faces beat in.
I'm going to stick my neck out here and say, I don't think it'll go well, but I don't have a problem with her going on with Shannon Sharpe. I don't have a problem with her going on with Club Shay Shay. He did the interview with Cat Williams. It went super viral, reached a lot of people. She's trying to reach a lot of people. Shannon Sharpe will play nice with her because, he's compromised and they got him by the balls too. But I can't say I have a problem with it. Look, J.D. Vance was just on with Theo Von, and Theo Von was, cracked a very clever cocaine joke. I think maybe Trump's been on with Theo Von as well. These guys are all, Aiden Ross, I think Trump was on with. They're all going through these different networks and podcasting and just alternative media outlets to reach people. They understand that the brands of CNN, MSNBC, and Fox News are so damaged that, hey, let's go these alternative routes. Let's meet people where they are. So, she's going on with Shannon Sharpe. I can't say I have a problem with it. And you're talking to someone, in 2020, I went to the White House and interviewed Donald Trump. I think around the same time or just before, Dave Portnoy interviewed Donald Trump at the White House. This whole move to alternative outlets to reach voters has been going on before Kamala Harris, and this is just a continuation of it.
Well, I do think it's actually a great thing for our side, right? Our side being Republicans, at least for this election, because the Democrats own the legacy media. And so it is actually a good thing that it's moving. And I love that Kamala Harris is going to sit down and do long form because, to quote Mel Gibson yesterday, she has the IQ of a fence post. And so the longer she has to talk, the better off we are. This is why if you go look at the Poly Market and a few other places, Kalshi, I think, whatever, that at this point, Kalshi, yeah, it's Trump's between 60 and 64% in the betting markets. I mean, and the New York Times just came out with a poll yesterday or today. Their final poll has him tied nationally, which if that happens, it's going to be a bloodbath in the Electoral College. And so I do like all of that. What I would say generally is it's probably a little less about Shannon Sharpe and a little more about everybody else. But Shannon's in there, too. Again, all the issues that he had at CBS. Do you remember? We talk about October surprises in the election all the time, right? What's the October surprise going to be? You try the Access Hollywood tape in 2016 was the October surprise with Trump. Do you know that when George W. Bush was running for president, his October surprise was news that he had a DWI 20-something years ago? That is how far we've fallen in such a short time. That was the October surprise that people thought would knock him out of the presidential race. And so that we had a moral position as a country 25 years ago. We don't really have that anymore. And so I still think Democrats pretend we're the moral group. But you're going on with Shannon Sharpe, who has the background that he does. And by the way, we know this. You're the one who's told us all. Shannon Sharpe really doesn't like black women that much, okay? And
that's why he's sitting down with Kamala. She ain't black, but go ahead.
Yes. And so, I mean, it's just she's sitting down with the worst people in America. And Shannon is probably not in that group, but Eminem is in there in the worst people in America. Okay, the stuff that he talks about, he is a degenerate.
You forced me once again I'm going to defend. Shannon Sharpe's definitely not one of the worst people. And I'm going to make this prediction because I think this interview is actually more risky for Shannon Sharpe than it is for Kamala Harris. If he could get smoked, he could end up hurting his brand. I actually think he's going to give her a tougher interview than anyone expects. Actually, I really do. I really believe that. Shannon Sharpe's going to surprise her. Shannon prepares for these interviews, and he's going to be prepared, and he's going to be thinking about his brand, and he's wet his finger, and he can see which direction the wind is blowing. That like a lot of black people are jumping off the Kamala thing. Again, these people like betting on winners. And
he just had John Legend.
And I know he
just had John Legend on the podcast, and they went in on all the abortion stuff. He is hardcore pro-Kamala. I'll tell you, I don't think this is going to go well for Shannon. I think it's going to be a softball. In fact, for him she passed up Joe Rogan, who extended her an invite where today, later on, Trump's going to be on with Rogan. She passed up Joe Rogan, who would not give her concessions, and I guarantee you it's not going to be live to tape for Shannon Sharpe. There will be edits just like there was on 60 Minutes and everywhere else.
If you enjoyed that video, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe so you never miss a moment of Fearless.